Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mustang 09 or Sean here, and today we are installing our Christmas gift. Gift my wife got me that I told you I caught her. She came in and showed me the box, and I actually knew what it was. It is the Moroso Oil Catch Can. It's the air oil separator, if you want to get technical. And it shouldn't take too long. It's going to be an easy install, and I'll show you guys how to do it. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mustang 09 or Sean here, and I got an install for you of the Moroso Oil Catch Can. Go ahead and pause this screen right here so that you can check out all the tools and equipment you need to install your Moroso Oil Catch Can. The first steps of the Moroso Catch Can is going to be to remove your strut tower brace if you have one. I do not, so the next step is to remove your engine cover. It's just pressure clips and comes right out. After that, you're going to remove your PCV system, and that is 2 easy clips. You can do it one-handedly. It comes right off. After that, you're going to need to remove the fittings from your PCV system. It's 2 90-degree fittings that come off. It's a plastic tube. If you have a box cutter, it's real easy. I currently didn't have one. I just had a pocket knife and a flat razor blade, and that wasn't too hard, but it wasn't the easiest. You can see me using some pliers to remove the plastic hose off of my PCV 90-degree fitting. After you remove this, you're just going to want to discard the trash from the plastic hose, as you will no longer need that. You're going to simply use the hose that Moroso supplied with you, measure out 22 inches for your first hose and 10 inches for your second. Don't worry about cutting it too precisely, as that's going to leave extra room, and you'll end up trimming that later on in the install. Here you can see my buddy Jeremy installing the 90-degree fitting on the hose. The plastic on rubber is kind of hard to fit and push in, so you're going to want to use a little bit of engine oil to help that lube it up and get it in there a little bit easier. After you do this, go ahead and install this fitting back on. It goes to the front of the engine cover, and then you can put your engine cover back on the car. Here you see me putting together the mounting bracket that's going to hold the Moroso Oil Catch Can. It's a couple of Allen-headed screws. They go on pretty easily. For the circular part of the mount, you're going to want to make sure that the head of the screw faces the front of the car. It looks a little bit cleaner, and it's also easier accessibility for whenever you need to remove it, if you ever were to need to remove it. Here you can see me removing the screw from the strut tower, placing the mount back on the bolt, screwing it on, tightening it up, and you're going to want to line it up to where it sits parallel with the side of your car, so that when you put your oil catch can in, it looks good and a nice clean install. After you install the mount, you're going to want to put some Teflon tape on all of your fittings and install that onto your oil catch can. Now, don't be afraid. The fittings go on just slightly with hand, and then you're going to have to use a pair of pliers. The pliers help it go on, and you're still going to have a few threads showing after you completely tighten it down. I don't think they all go in, and if they do, then I'm definitely not strong enough to make that happen. We looked online and noticed that other people who installed theirs also had threads showing. And so we did use Teflon tape on all of our fittings. It's just preventative maintenance, and in case anything were to happen and oil escape from the thing, it's not going to with the Teflon tape. It's going to hold it in nicely. Here you can see me mounting the Moroso Oil Catch Can in its bracket. It just uses one screw to hold it in place. You just use an Allen wrench to tighten it down. Make sure that the drain plug is aligned so that it is easy for you to drain it whenever it comes time. They recommend every 1,000 miles you drain this thing, and you don't want to have to put it in a difficult situation for you to drain it. I also made sure that the word Moroso was readable from the front of the car, as it just looks like a cleaner install. Next up, you can see us install the PCV hose and hold it next to the fitting. As you can tell, there's 3 to 4 inches that need to be trimmed off. So earlier in the video when I said cut it to 10 inches, cut it around 10 inches. You're going to have extra hose on both of the fittings just so that you can cut it and make it for a nicer, cleaner install and don't have all the excess hose hanging around. Once the hose is cut, you're going to want to slide it onto the brass fitting, both sides. It's very easy. It's a lot easier than putting it on the plastic one. I didn't even bother to put any oil on there to make it slide on easier. It just went on with ease. Also wanting to make sure that the Moroso Oil Catch Can is lined up the entire time, and if it starts to spin, make sure all of your fittings are tightened down. I did notice that mine was spinning, and I went back and tightened the screw down a little bit more. Here you can see the last hose we have, just trimming it down to size, making it fit Make sure on this part that you don't trim it too short though. You want to make sure that you have enough for the hose to bend and it won't bind up and pinch from the engine to the fitting. And once you're done cutting it, just discard that remaining hose. It's all extra. And there you go, guys. That's the install of the Moroso Oil Catch Can. It's a really nice piece. I'm looking forward to seeing all the oil that it catches. And if you have any questions, as always, make sure to put them down in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Thanks for watching.